Hey Justin, it's Coach Mazz. Awesome having you in camp today, getting to meet you and get to know you and see you pitch. And I thought you're really solid. I'm a lefty, so I love lefties. I thought you had a nice breaking ball. There's no major flaws in your delivery. I just think you could be more athletic out there and really aggressive, and I think it'll help you in the long run. So a lot of what I'm going to show you here, you kind of already saw when we spoke at the end of camp about this, your delivery, and I also got your follow-up email. Thank you. Um, the What I had to do, just so you know, is I couldn't get the video to be at the right position because it just came out kooky. So I sent that video to my computer and then filmed it off my computer so I could get it to the way I wanted it. So it's not crystal clear, the video, the way I normally like it. However, the point that I'm trying to get across is definitely going to be easier to do like this. So let's just take a look at you right here at the top of your leg kick. So you were talking about that crane position, and you're like the poster kid for the balance point. But just to show you something here, like here is your head and here is your foot. So it's not like you can't be very dominant doing this position. I just don't find it as athletic as one could be. And let's face it, in the recruiting process, and eventually if you want to play after college, right, velocity matters and athleticism matters. So keep this in mind. You could still be this balanced and still probably throw to peak velocity. I just don't think you look at many elite throwers of the baseball, and very few of them do a true classic balance point. So if you look at Andy Pettitte here, even just in the stretch, and you see that pole behind him in the dugout, you'll see that he lifts. He's moving slightly forward. He's just getting some momentum and athleticism. So if I draw that same line, like here's his head and here's his foot, he's not totally balanced. He's not out of whack. He's not unbalanced. He's just doing it with some movement, right? And let's go back to you now, get this off the screen here. So the next step from here is now we got to get some push. So you start to get some push here. There's a little bit of just sort of sink down here. And let me just take you right here to about what is, in essence, the bottom of your arm swing, meaning as low as the ball goes. And I'm just going to leave you there for a second. Now, again, you threw the baseball well enough. I know that this is not really incredibly hurting you. But if you'll see with Pettitte, and please keep this in mind also, I don't want you to become Andy Pettitte. Doesn't mean Pettitte's the right way to pitch. I'd like you to look at a bunch of lefties that you admire and see what they do. But Pettitte is just a good example. And you'll see at the bottom of his arm swing, the difference between him and you. Number one is he's got that ball much more relaxed, closer to his body and lower. And then secondly, and probably more importantly, he's got this body posture is back. In essence, without confusing the crap out of you, to me, throwing a baseball, pitching a baseball, is the equivalent of a quarterback heaving a bomb at the end of a game. It's the same power system. The only difference is instead of the quarterback throwing it up and over the defense, we throw it down a slope to a guy in a squat. But the power system of building the intensity to throw really is similar. So you keep some decent amount of push here and power back, and I'm just going to kind of leave you here once you get back to the foot plant right about here. So you're in solid position there. Again, just keep in mind what Pettitte does. You'll see how he maintains that push and that tilt back. Okay, so at landing right here, he's down. You guys are similar positions, and then you're solid the rest of that way through. You get good turn and rotation here. You're certainly out front enough. Let me just catch Pettitte up a little bit right here. He's a little bit more bent than you, but not incredibly amount. You get a good post up and finish through there. So I like all of that. So really what I'm asking you to do is try to be a touch more athletic at your leg lift, not just like a two-part delivery. It's almost like you have part one and then you go part two. So make it all a nice fluid delivery. And then number two is see if you can get a little more push into that mound, extreme push into that mound, because in essence, that's the way we throw with velocity is we get push out of our left leg and we're pushing and building our velocity until our right foot comes back to the ground. Once our right foot comes back to the ground, we can't gain any more velocity. It's just how much of the velocity in there will work its way up the chain. Okay, so you are 95% where you need to be, and you're really one of the better pitchers in camp. I just think that last percentage will really help you kind of separate yourself from the pack. All right, feel free, please, stay in touch. Any questions on this that confused you, please get back in touch with me, and I'll be happy to answer it and follow up with you. All right? Talk to you soon.